In the world of Hollywood, where glamour and charm often take center stage, there exists a darker, more terrifying side that few dare to explore. Some actors have carved out careers by embracing the macabre, transforming themselves into the stuff of nightmares. These performers don't just play characters, they embody fear, bringing chilling intensity to every role they take on. From unsettling villains to iconic monsters, these actors have left audiences trembling in their seats, proving that horror is not just a genre, but an art form. Join us as we delve into the eerie and haunting lives of Hollywood's most horrifying actors. 1. Eddie Mannix. Eddie Mannix, born Joseph Edgar Allen John Mannix on February 25, 1891, is often remembered as Hollywood's most feared fixer. His primary role at MGM, where he eventually became a powerful executive, was to manage and suppress scandals involving the studio's stars, ensuring their public personas and MGM's profits remained intact. His methods, often ruthless and morally questionable, have earned him a dark and notorious legacy in Hollywood history. Mannix was born in Fort Lee, New Jersey, into a working-class Irish Catholic family. His early years saw him working in various rough-and-tumble jobs, including as a bouncer and treasurer at the Palisades amusement park. These positions provided him with the street smarts and toughness that would later serve him well in the unforgiving world of Hollywood. By the 1920s, Mannix had climbed the ranks in the film industry, eventually becoming the general manager at MGM, one of the most influential studios of the time. His career at MGM, spanning from the 1920s to the late 1950s, is marked by his involvement in covering up the private indiscretions of the studio's stars. Whether it was concealing affairs, dealing with accidental deaths, or managing drug and alcohol abuse, Mannix was the go-to man for ensuring that MGM's clean image remained untarnished. His influence was not just limited to the studio. Mannix was rumored to have connections with organized crime, further amplifying the fear he inspired. One of the most enduring and chilling stories tied to Mannix is the mysterious death of actor George Reeves, best known for playing Superman in the television series Adventures of Superman. In 1959, Reeves was found dead from a gunshot wound, and while his death was officially ruled a suicide, speculation has persisted that Mannix was involved. Reeves had been in a long-term affair with Mannix's wife, Toni, and rumors suggest that Mannix may have used his underworld connections to orchestrate Reeves's murder as retribution. Although no definitive evidence has ever surfaced, the mere possibility has cemented Mannix's reputation as a figure capable of truly horrifying actions behind Hollywood's glitzy facade. Eddie Mannix's career and life story serve as a stark reminder of the darker side of Hollywood, where power, fear, and ruthlessness could often overshadow the glamour of the silver screen. 2. Scotty Bowers. Scotty Bowers, a name once whispered in the shadows of Hollywood's golden age, became synonymous with the hidden desires of the industry's biggest stars. A former Marine who fought in some of the toughest battles of World War II, Bowers found himself in post-war Los Angeles, where he quickly became the go-to man for those seeking discreet same-sex encounters. Operating out of a gas station on Hollywood Boulevard, Bowers transformed what seemed like an ordinary service stop into a secret hub of hedonism. The likes of Cary Grant, Katharine Hepburn, Spencer Tracy, and Rock Hudson are just a few of the A-listers who, according to Bowers, sought his services. In his later years, Bowers would reveal these stories in his memoir Full Service, published in 2012, long after many of his clients had passed away. Bowers' tales were shocking even by modern standards, but his matter-of-fact delivery and refusal to judge those he served made his revelations almost endearing. He saw himself not as a pimp, but as a facilitator of happiness, offering stars the chance to explore their authentic selves in an era when such openness was unthinkable. Matt Tyrnauer, the filmmaker behind the documentary Scotty and the Secret History of Hollywood, captured Bowers' complex persona, an effervescent nonagenarian with a zest for life and a surprisingly detailed memory. Yet, beneath his charismatic exterior, there were hints of melancholy, a sense that despite the wild life he led, something was missing. Bowers' story sheds light on a side of Hollywood that was carefully concealed for decades. His willingness to speak out, even in his later years, not only provided a glimpse into the private lives of the stars, but also challenged the taboos of his time, making Scotty Bowers a truly unforgettable figure in Hollywood history. 3. Lupe Velez. Drama seemed to be Lupe Velez's constant companion, from her early days in San Luis Potosí, Mexico, to her tragic end in Hollywood. Her fiery personality and unpredictable nature earned her the nickname Devil, a title she seemed to embrace with pride. Born during the tumultuous Mexican Revolution, Velez defied the odds and catapulted herself into the limelight. Standing just 5 feet tall with striking dark features, she captivated Hollywood, starring alongside legends like Douglas Fairbanks and Laurel and Hardy. Her presence on and off the screen was nothing short of electric, leaving an indelible mark wherever she went. Lupe Velez was a vibrant and unconventional personality, earning her a lasting reputation as one of Hollywood's most eccentric stars. Known as the Mexican Spitfire, Velez had an electric presence that captivated audiences both on and off the screen. Her fiery temperament and sharp wit made her stand out in an industry full of big personalities. But it was her unpredictable and often bizarre behavior that truly set her apart. Velez was known for doing things her way, often in ways that left others scratching their heads. Her outbursts were legendary, ranging from passionate arguments to wild pranks that reflected her love for attention and drama. She was unafraid to speak her mind, often shocking others with her blunt and sometimes outrageous statements. This boldness, however, was part of her charm, making her both adored and feared by those who knew her. Her personal life was just as colorful as her public persona. Velez had a string of high-profile relationships, often with fellow actors, and each one seemed more tumultuous than the last. She approached love with the same intensity she brought to her roles, leading to a series of passionate and sometimes scandalous affairs. One of the most famous stories about Velez's eccentricity was her insistence on controlling every aspect of her life and career, including how she would be remembered after her death. Tragically, her life ended in a way that seemed almost scripted, with a dramatic final act that only added to her mystique. 4. Natalie Wood. Natalie Wood's life was a tragic tale of silence, secrets, and untold truths. As a child, Natalie was molded by her mother to be compliant, never causing trouble. This pattern of silence continued into her adult life, often as a means of protecting others. But tragically, it seems no one ever truly protected her. Throughout her life, and even in death, she was exploited by directors, neglected by studio executives, and ultimately failed by those who should have cared for her the most. Her mysterious drowning in 1981 remains one of Hollywood's most enduring enigmas. Married twice to Robert Wagner, who often spoke of her with affection, Wagner's role in the events leading up to her death has been a source of controversy. On that fateful night, Wagner waited over 2 hours before initiating a search for Natalie, despite her disappearance from their boat off Catalina Island. The circumstances surrounding her death, the involvement of actor Christopher Walken, and the conflicting reports from the yacht's deckhand, Dennis DeVerne, paint a disturbing picture of that night. Natalie's life was also marked by a deep, hidden pain stemming from her first marriage to Wagner. In 1961, their seemingly perfect marriage ended suddenly, and Natalie shouldered the blame, with rumors of an affair with co-star Warren Beatty circulating widely. However, the truth, as shared by those close to her, was far more shocking. Natalie had allegedly caught Wagner in a compromising situation with another man, leading to the collapse of their marriage. This revelation, which she kept hidden to protect Wagner's image, nearly destroyed her. Even after her death, the truth surrounding Natalie's life and demise remained buried, with powerful figures like Frank Sinatra allegedly influencing the narrative and silencing those who sought to uncover the reality. Sinatra, who had a questionable relationship with a teenage Natalie, reportedly used his influence to halt the investigation into her death, further complicating the already murky circumstances. Natalie Wood's story is one of a woman who lived in silence, burdened by secrets and unspoken truths. Her untimely death, shrouded in mystery, serves as a poignant reminder of the dark side of Hollywood, where the glittering surface often conceals a much more sinister reality. Natalie Wood's tragic life and death continue to captivate and haunt those who study Hollywood's darker corners. Her early life, characterized by her mother's iron control and relentless pursuit of fame, set the stage for a career filled with both remarkable success and deep personal pain. Wood's talent and beauty made her a star, but the pressures of the industry and her personal relationships took a heavy toll. The revelations about her troubled marriage to Robert Wagner, including the alleged infidelities and her own sacrifices to maintain Wagner's public image, paint a picture of a woman constantly navigating the treacherous waters of Hollywood's social and personal expectations. Her attempt to shield Wagner from public scrutiny and the emotional cost of her silence are poignant reminders of the sacrifices she made for the sake of others. The continued speculation and investigation into her death reflect the broader issues of power and influence in Hollywood. The involvement of high-profile figures like Frank Sinatra in the aftermath of her death adds layers of intrigue and conspiracy to an already complex narrative. Allegations of Sinatra's interference and the subsequent silencing of potential witnesses contribute to the sense that Natalie Wood's life and death were marred by forces beyond her control. 5. Jean Harlow. Jean Harlow, often hailed as the original blonde bombshell, lived a life that epitomized the glamorous yet tragic underbelly of Hollywood's golden age. Born Harlan Carpenter in 1911, Harlow was thrust into the limelight at a young age, becoming one of the most sought-after actresses of the 1930s. Her striking beauty, platinum blonde hair, and magnetic on-screen presence made her an instant star. But behind the glitz and glamour lay a life filled with personal turmoil and health struggles. Harlow's rise to fame was meteoric, with films like Hell's Angels and Red Dust cementing her status as a Hollywood icon. However, her personal life was marred by a series of unfortunate events. Harlow married 3 times, each marriage ending in heartache. Her first marriage to Charles McGrew ended in divorce, while her second husband, Paul Byrne, a prominent MGM executive, died under mysterious circumstances just 2 months after their wedding. Byrne's death was ruled a suicide, but rumors of foul play and scandal plagued Harlow, adding to the pressures she faced as a public figure. Despite her success, Harlow's life was cut tragically short. She suffered from various health issues, exacerbated by the grueling demands of Hollywood's studio system. In 1937, while filming Saratoga, Harlow fell seriously ill. Initially dismissed as a minor illness, her condition rapidly deteriorated. She was diagnosed with uremic poisoning, a result of kidney failure, and died shortly after at the age of 26. Harlow's death shocked the world and marked the end of an era in Hollywood. She left behind a legacy as one of the most beloved and iconic actresses of her time. But her life also serves as a cautionary tale of the dark side of fame. Jean Harlow's story is a reminder of the fleeting nature of stardom and the personal costs that often accompany it. Her beauty and talent were undeniable, but they could not shield her from the harsh realities of life in the spotlight. Jean Harlow's final years were marked by intense personal and professional strain. Her health problems, which had begun to surface during her marriage to Paul Byrne, became increasingly severe. Despite the best efforts of her doctors, the demanding pace of Hollywood's production schedule took a significant toll on her already fragile health. Harlow's decline was a source of concern for her colleagues, many of whom admired her not only for her professional achievements, but for her resilience and dedication to her craft. Her untimely death came as a profound shock to both fans and the film industry. As Harlow's health worsened, the studio hastily replaced her with substitute scenes and reshot parts of Saratoga to complete the film, a testament to her immense popularity and the high regard in which she was held. Harlow's passing left an indelible mark on Hollywood, and her influence extended beyond her brief career. Harlow's tragic story also illuminated the often brutal realities of the entertainment industry, revealing how fame could exact a heavy toll. Her struggles with illness, combined with the pressures of her personal life and the relentless demands of a career in film, underscored the darker aspects of Hollywood's glamorous facade. In the years following her death, Harlow's legacy continued to grow, and she became an enduring symbol of 1930s glamour. Her films remain popular, and her image as the quintessential blonde bombshell endures in popular culture. Posthumously, She has been celebrated not just for her film roles, but for her contribution to a Hollywood that was rapidly evolving and expanding. Jean Harlow's life, though tragically short, was one of extraordinary impact. Her story is a poignant reminder of the human cost behind the glittering world of Hollywood stardom. 6. Roman Polanski. Roman Polanski's career and personal life reflect a compelling yet controversial narrative marked by exceptional cinematic achievements and profound personal turmoil. Born in Paris in 1933 to Polish-Jewish parents, Polanski's early life was shaped by the devastation of World War II. His mother died in a concentration camp, and he experienced the harsh realities of displacement and loss, elements that would deeply influence his future work. Polanski's directorial debut came in 1962 with Knife in the Water, which garnered critical acclaim and established him as a significant new talent in cinema. His distinctive style, characterized by psychological depth and a pervasive sense of unease, was further showcased in films like Repulsion, 1965, which explored themes of isolation and madness, and Rosemary's Baby, 1968, a chilling examination of paranoia and occult horror that became a defining work of psychological horror. Chinatown, 1974, another hallmark of his career, is often cited as one of the greatest films of its genre, showcasing his mastery in weaving complex narratives with dark undertones. However, Polanski's career took a dramatic turn in 1977 when he was arrested and charged with drugging and raping 13-year-old Samantha Geimer. Polanski reached a plea deal, resulting in a probation sentence. Fearing a potential prison term, he fled the United States before sentencing, a decision that led to a protracted legal and diplomatic saga. Despite his fugitive status, Polanski has continued to direct films from abroad, including The Pianist, 2002, which won him an Academy Award for Best Director, and The Ghostwriter, 2010. Polanski's personal life has been marked by tragedy as well. In 1969, his wife, Sharon Tate, was murdered by followers of Charles Manson, a devastating loss that had a profound impact on him and his work. The murder of Tate, who was pregnant at the time, became a deeply personal and public tragedy that influenced his later films and public persona. The debate surrounding Polanski's legacy remains complex. While his contributions to cinema are widely recognized, his legal issues and the nature of his crimes continue to provoke strong reactions. The juxtaposition of his artistic achievements against his criminal past raises questions about the intersection of talent and morality. Roman Polanski's life, therefore, embodies both extraordinary artistic accomplishment and enduring controversy, reflecting the darker and often uncomfortable aspects of Hollywood's glamorous facade. 7. Robert Blake. Robert Blake's life and career embody a striking blend of Hollywood success and personal scandal. Born Michael James Vincenzo Gubitosi in 1933, Blake began his career as a child actor in the 1930s, known for his role as Little Rascals in the popular series. As an adult, he transitioned into a more complex and mature actor, gaining fame for his roles in Cold Blood, 1967, and the television series Beretta, 1975-1978, for which he won an Emmy Award. Blake's career, however, was overshadowed by a series of legal and personal controversies. In 2001, Blake was involved in a highly publicized legal battle after the murder of his second wife, Bonnie Lee Backley. The case drew significant media attention, and Blake was charged with her murder, accused of orchestrating her death to claim a life insurance payout. Despite being acquitted of the criminal charges in 2005, Blake was found liable in a civil suit for Backley's wrongful death, with the court awarding a substantial judgment against him. The circumstances surrounding Backley's murder were as tumultuous as the trial itself. On May 4, 2001, Backley was shot in the head while sitting in Blake's car outside a restaurant in Los Angeles. Blake claimed that he had returned to the restaurant to retrieve a gun he had left behind, only to find his wife dead upon his return. The investigation into the murder was marked by media frenzy and a complex legal process that questioned the integrity of Blake's testimony and motives. Blake's legal troubles significantly impacted his career and public image. Once a celebrated actor, he became a pariah in the eyes of the public and the industry. His personal life, marked by turmoil and legal battles, overshadowed his professional accomplishments, leading to his retreat from the spotlight. Robert Blake's life story is a cautionary tale of the perils of fame and the often unforgiving nature of public scrutiny. His legacy is a complex tapestry of artistic achievement overshadowed by a tragic personal saga, reflecting the dark side of Hollywood's allure and the profound consequences of personal choices and legal battles. Despite his attempts to make a comeback, Blake's career never fully recovered. He remained a controversial figure, and his personal life continued to attract media attention. The aftermath of the trial saw him retreat from the public eye, living in relative seclusion and rarely making public appearances. His story became a poignant example of how deeply personal scandals can affect even the most accomplished individuals, overshadowing years of hard work and talent. The murder of Bonnie Lee Bakley and its subsequent legal battles have continued to provoke discussion and speculation. The case remains one of Hollywood's most notorious scandals, illustrating the fine line between fame and infamy. Blake's actions, the legal findings, and the enduring questions about his involvement in Bakley's death have left an indelible mark on his legacy. If you like this video, do not forget to share and subscribe. Also, let us know in the comments who gets your vote as Hollywood's most horrifying actor.